Greetings, everyone. It is time for that long-awaited second Q&A. And for a special treat, well, at least for me, I'm uploading this on my birthday, July 2nd. So, yay, happy birthday me. Hit 20. So, anyway, let's start off with the questions. First question from my good old friend Scully. Q&A 2, Attack of the Clones, spelled with a Q. Come on, Scully, you gotta check the spelling. You need to put a U after the Q. Come on, man. No, but in all seriousness, here we are. My questions are you excited for the 25th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog? I would be if there was some more stuff being, announced outside of Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. I mean, I get where they're going at with the whole, trying to keep everything a secret and all that, build up the anticipation. But, the fan base itself is so unstable at this point that it does nothing but creates a bunch of stress among the community, and it just puts everyone at each other's throats. And then, of course, there's also the whole, they're building up something big, something big, something big. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best thing ever. And then, they build up their expectations too much. And then when the final announcement comes out, it'll most likely end in a big, angry outburst. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. Personally, I do hope to see a third adventure-style game, but really, at this point, it's not going to be the way I would have wanted it to be, so I don't even care at this point. So, yeah, I'm not that excited. I'll check it out, and who knows? It might surprise me. Who knows? Maybe my expectations, my apathy will make me a little more forgiving on whatever comes out, but who knows? So, second question, what would you say is your favorite Dreamcast game? Well, that one's obvious, it's Sonic Adventure 2. Now, I was going to go into a little bit more of detail, but I do have a special list coming up, but I'll explain that for another question, which I can use the whole explanation to answer better. But Sonic Adventure 2, which is kind of obvious. I mean, the Dreamcast has tons of great games, not just Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but there's also games like Soul Calibur. There's even Blue Stinger, which is quite an amusing game. But that's one of the weird things about the Dreamcast. That game has so many great games, but a lot of them get kind of pushed under the rug by, the most well-known three, Soul Calibur, Sonic Adventure 1, and Sonic Adventure 2. While, Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite, I do think the Dreamcast library as a whole does need to get a little bit more recognition. And in some ways it is, certain games, like the Power Stone series, sells for quite a bit, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Illbleed and all that, they sell for a lot. But I don't know, I think the Dreamcast library as a whole is surprisingly underappreciated. I mean, its popularity and its potential is now well known, but I think the actual library is still, for the most part, kind of a bit underappreciated. But I don't know, maybe that's just me and what I hear from the online gaming community, so yeah, but thanks for asking. Now, number 3, Mr. Rayhat96. In the Itchy and Scratch CD-ROM, is there a way to get out of the dungeon without using the wizard key? Hold on, let me Google that. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that, but I've never played it, so I couldn't tell you. Sorry, man. But let's move on to the next person, Wardog Gaming, which, side note, I'm really glad to hear from you. Oh, and congrats on the 1,000 subscribers, man. You deserve it. So, when are you going to collab with your friends again? Actually, this is going to be an interesting thing. A lot of problems is, time constraints and all that. I've been having to work quite a bit. Need to get a lot more hours in so I can pay for college. I'm in the hole right now, just barely scraping by for anything, and I need to save $2,000, but I'm not getting into that. But the main reason why I'm not collabing with a lot of people right now on Google Hangouts is because for some reason I cannot figure out how to do that. The way to record it, what I used to do was there was a thing saying set up an event, and then that's how I'd record it and all that. But for some reason I cannot find the option to do that anymore, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened and how to do it. So once I figure out how to do that, I'll do more collabs and all that. But till then, I'm not really in the best position. I'm so sorry, man. I mean, I do have things like Skype and all that, but the method I have to record Skype is essentially recording from my computer, and it always makes the person I'm talking to's audio not sound all that great. I do remember I have tried like doing things like with the Rambling with Scully series. It is me recording a Google Hangout in like a vastly different way, but both the Skype and the easy method of recording Google Hangout, not the live event method, but the one where I just record the sound and then have to put video game footage, kind of like what I'm doing here for the Q&A, but that method always has the problem of muting out the person I'm talking to's voice, so I always have to keep really quiet and like make sure I don't move slightly, because then like for some reason the chairs I always tend to squeak really loud for some reason, but yeah, that's a thing. But that's the reason. But those are the main reasons why I haven't been collabing with friends. But once I find a much easier method to collab, or I can find out how to do the live events again, that's when I'm gonna do more collabs. But thanks for asking. Now, Sonic Meerkat, other than Desperate for Views, do you have any other character you'd make sketches or whatever with? Well, Desperate for Views itself was pretty much created just like right at the time when I was recording the footage for when I first used the character for the every unboxing video ever made. I was just thinking I was originally going to use my regular voice for that, but then I thought it'd just be funnier to do a Plinkett style voice. And then I was thinking, oh, I could make a funny joke about that, like, it's Desperate for Views, you know, stuff like that. And I do have a few more plans for the whole Desperate for Views, such as like a parody of Review Tech USA and a couple more YouTubers that need to die, but hold on, I'll get to that in a minute. But I don't really have any other characters because, again, like the one I created was made right in the moment, so yeah. Although I might make some other characters, but I don't, like, my videos are mostly just me sitting in front of a computer. I don't really have any other tools to record around other than my phone, and yeah, it's a little limited. But thanks for the question. And now, number 2, should I try to make the triple questions return for this Q&A? Actually, when I was recording the video for the announcement of the Q&A, I did it a couple times because I have a nasty habit of stuttering, as you can probably tell from this video as well. But what happened was there were a couple where I said, like, oh, and for the record, you can leave as many questions as you want. But in the one that I uploaded, I did not mention that. And by the time I realized that, I was like, crap. Because I noticed, like, some of the early questions had, like, 3 questions. And for some reason, that's just a habit people do. But, oh, side note, next Q&A, you can ask as many questions as you want. I'm always happy to have as many questions as possible. But, yeah, you could ask as many questions as you want. Now, number 3, do you have any plans for videos, whether it's discussions, vlogs, commentaries, reviews, etc.? I am writing a script for a top 25 vocal Sonic songs, though I'm worried about, like, how I'm going to be able to edit that, because I suck at editing. I'm not sure if I want to see if I can get some help from someone, because, I don't know, something about that just seems dickish. And then my editing skills aren't the greatest, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get that done, but I might be able to. I'm still working on the script. That video's been a little bit harder. But, now this is going back to Scully's question about my favorite Dreamcast game. Now, I have a video that I'm probably going to upload for the 4th of July. It is the top 10 games that define me as a gamer. That's one that I've wanted to do for a bit, and I finally got a couple of copies of the games that I really wanted to talk about. So, yeah, I'm going to be working on that after I finish recording this. But, yeah, I do have some plans of stuff, but one of the big problems I have is, you know, time. Just not a lot of time, sadly. But thanks for your questions. Now, good old Zane. Always glad to hear from him. Cue my A's. You bet I will, Zane. Number 1, if you went down to Middle-earth, would you be an elf, hobbit, dwarf, wizard, or just remain a human? I'm tempted to say human because if I remember right, those were the people that lived the longest and all that, so that's a little tempting, but I don't know, I think the wizard sounds the best, personally. You know, I guess they're technically humans, just with more powers. Number 2, have you voted for the friendly fascist Vermin Supreme and claimed your free pony? No, I'm too lazy. Sorry. Number 3, when are you, me, and Scully going to work on the script to the League of Shade-wearing dipshits? You're gonna have to ask Scully about that, because I don't know his schedule. we need to, the three of us need to plan like a schedule for recording and filming for that. So yeah, that's up in the air. We're gonna need to, the three of us are gonna need to get together for that. Number 4, have you ever listened to the band Winter Sun? If you like film scores, you'll really like the cinematic feel of the album Time I. Sadly, I haven't been able to listen to it, but I've been trying to find some time to, and I definitely will, because because I love like movie soundtracks and all that. So I'm most likely gonna listen to it soon, but sadly, wanted to get this video out at this time, so yeah, sorry, didn't get. And in that 2 weeks that between when you asked the question and me uploading this, I didn't get a chance. Sorry, man, but I will, and when I do, I'll tell you what I thought of that. Now, Liam, or Nazgul Decapitation. About time you did another. Yeah, that's true, and like I said, I'll probably do another one much sooner, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So, the questions. Are you a fan of the Elder Scrolls franchise? No, but it does have things that interest me, like the whole role-playing aspect of it. I did play some of Skyrim, and I gotta be honest, when I was playing it on CJ's PC, I did play it for a decent amount of time, but then afterwards I had like no incentive to go back to it, so yeah, there's that. Though like games like Daggerfall do have some interest for me, so I might check those out if I ever get a chance, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Number 2, if you could, what movie, game series, or fandom would you wipe from existence? None, because having something that is so stupid is comforting to me, because that reminds me that I'm at least somewhat functional. But yeah, I can't really think of anything I'd outright want gone from existence, just because it annoys me. Seems kind of petty. Number 3, would you rather be infinitely rich or able to master every instrument on the planet? Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, if I was infinitely rich, I could make tons of movies, finance movies and stuff like that. Pay to help people be able to make music, but I love music, so being able to master every instrument's also really good. So I could play tons of music and all that, make music, play music that I like from other movies and all that stuff in video games. Man, I have no idea. Actually, I'm gonna probably go with infinitely rich, because with that I can at least get music, and I can help people finance music, so I'd probably do that. But yeah, that's a good question. Now, for some reason, this guy, he's called The Positive. He's not on the actual on the channel comments. His whole question is gone for some reason, but there's like a thing on my phone that still has it, and he was asking if I was excited about E3, and I decided that despite that he's gone, apparently, I still wanted to answer this question. I ignored E3, not really purposefully, but just kind of in E3 happened. Okay. I don't even know what was announced and what wasn't. I just heard a lot of people were talking about it. E3, I stopped caring about that, I think back in 2013. I tuned it out completely, so yeah, E3 isn't really something I care about that much anymore, sadly. There's not really a lot of games that get announced that I really care about. Every now and again there's like a game that I end up getting excited for, like when they announced Star Fox Zero, which is an awesome game, by the way. But for the most part, E3 is mostly just it's basically boarding the hype train, and that hype train always leads to disappointment. But yeah, that was the second Q&A. So hey, I was glad to do this again, and I'll probably do my next one soon. But stay tuned for other videos. I do have plenty other ones planned. I can't say when they'll actually get here, but I'll get them here as soon as possible. You all have a wonderful day.